Most dog training videos show you the end result. They show you the dog behaving. My goal with Dogs Decoded is to show the whole picture. I want you to think of this like an iceberg. When you watch these videos online, a lot of times you're only seeing the tip. You're seeing the dog after it's gone through all the training, but you don't see the 90% of work that goes in and all the body language and details that happen behind the scenes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video. I want you to come join me, and I will stop it each time I see something that I think needs to be pointed out. Perhaps in the video they're just not pointing it out, or they're not explaining it properly, or even at all. And hopefully I can help you decode the relationship between you and your dog. All right, so let's get to it.
Cesar's first 911 call is from Pam, who runs a St. Bernard rescue group. Her top volunteer has 2 St. Bernards that are so out of control that they have been banned from their rescue events and have not returned for over a year and a half.
Wow, what a day for me, huh? Nice and cloudy in St. Bernard. How are you, Miss Pam?
Cesar.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Oh my God, look at that. So you got the bib and everything.
Yeah. Oh.
That's awesome. So tell me, what can I do?
One of our volunteers, she's one of my go-tos and a really good friend by the name of Erin. She transports dogs for us. She'll go to the shelter and evaluate dogs to make sure that they're Sunny Saints material.
Yeah.
She'll do meet and greets with potential adopters.
Right.
And she loves coming out to the adoption events. But she has 2 problem dogs. Levi and Phoebe have become increasingly dog aggressive.
So right off the bat, what I'm seeing is, first of all, let's just look at the equipment, right? So we've got this collar. This is so common. People put these collars on dogs and they assume that, that it's just simple. You attach a leash and you go. Unfortunately, collars tend to slip. They just migrate down the throat. So in this case, what's happened is the collar has slipped all the way down. It's sitting right down on his vocal cords, and that's why very often you'll hear dogs choke or cough or when they're pulling, and that's why. It's because the pressure is right on their trachea, and which causes that gag reflex that you hear a lot. Now, the other thing I just want to point out right off the top, these dogs are in front of the handler, so they're in a guarding position. Even if under best circumstances, they're already in that guarding position. They're not in a follower role. They're in the alpha or the dominant role. And so any other animal or whatever they deem to be a danger, they're going to lunge at right off the bat.
They snarl, growl, bark excessively. They lunge and they're just going nuts. It's not like you've got a 5-pound dog here.
To tell you the truth, it wouldn't matter. It could be a 5-pound dog or a 150-pound dog. It's the exact same principle. As soon as a dog is in front, they automatically assume that their whole job is to guard, to lead, to try to maintain balance and control. And most of the time, the majority of dogs out there just aren't equipped with that skill. They're not natural leaders. They're a natural follower being forced into a leader position.
You've got a 150-pound dog that wants to kill. They can. I pretty much have had to ask her not to come out to those events.
But she can leave the dogs at home?
Yes, she can come out herself.
Yeah.
But that's part of the fun of the group, is being able to socialize with your dogs too.
Yeah.
To have Erin and her family and Levi and Phoebe be able to come back to our social events, that would just be great. She has rescued so many dogs. I know that she would love to see them with their families, see how.
So right here, we can see it again. It's happening. The dogs are up front. They're pulling her. There's no leadership. There's no control right off the bat. As soon as she walked out that door, those dogs were out first, pulling her out. So they're already setting the pace of the walk, and setting exactly what's going to happen. They're basically telling her, we're in control. You just follow us behind, and we're going to tell you exactly what we're going to do. And that's not just 150 pounds, that's times 2. So, you know, she's probably got close to 250 pounds a dog there that she's trying to control.
How happy they are and the good that she's done to those dogs. And when she can't come out because of the way hers act, that's doing the hard part of the job and not getting the reward.
So let's go meet these guys.
Okay.
For the first time in a year and a half, Pam has invited Erin to bring her 2 St. Bernards to a Sunny Saints event so she can meet Cesar.
Okay, guys.
Cesar watches on from a distance to observe their behavior as they enter the event.
Again, the dogs are leading her, so she already knows she's going into a very exciting environment. The energy is going to be really high. There's a lot of other dogs, people, lots of different personalities going on there. So the dogs are already feeding on that energy. They're already amped up, and they're now dragging her towards all of this excitement. Not a very good start. And right away. So the dog on the right, the dog on the left was curious. He started to go towards them, but the one on the right went right off the bat. I sense danger. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to defend my human and my pack, and lunged right off the bat. And again, I want to point out that collar is slipped right down. So there's no control. These collars, no matter what collar you're using, I personally, with all of my training clients, we use slip leashes. But even with just a regular collar, you still want to make sure it's way up behind the ears, under the jawline, all the way around. And yeah, you do. You have to keep constantly adjusting it. It just becomes kind of like breathing. You just every once in a while reach down and adjust it.
Oh, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Here. Let me help you with this one. Let me help you with this. He's fine. He's fine. Hi.
I love Cesar, but I don't think that was really a very smart move. These dogs don't know Cesar, and to just have a strange man running up to 2 very excited dogs, that in itself could have been a disaster. Now, I know this is a show and, you know, they're trying to do it for dramatic effect, but never run up to strange dogs. And as a handler, never allow someone to run up to your dogs, because it's your job to let those dogs know that you're in charge and that you're there to protect them. And if they see you allowing somebody to run up and you don't do anything, their instinct is going to jump in to try to protect the pack.
My name is Erin. I am a volunteer with Sunny St. Bernard Rescue. My dogs are both St. Bernards. I've had Levi and Phoebe for just about 2 years. I got Levi when he was about 3 or 4 years old. He was found tied to a tree, 80 pounds, and when I got him, he had been rehabilitated. He was awesome when he first came to our house. He loves the children. We had no issues. Nothing really started going.
Guys, please stop letting your children climb on dogs. I know it's a big dog, and you know, we joke about, oh, look, it's the size of a horse, we could put a saddle on it. The bottom line is kids need to be taught right from day one that our dogs are not climbing equipment. We should never ever allow, I don't care how calm your dog is, please don't allow your children to climb on them. That just keeps everybody safe. You know, the ironic thing is, I guarantee if this dog was climbing all over your kids, the owner would be upset, saying, you know, my dog isn't in control, it's climbing all over my kids. Yet the flip side is we allow the kids to climb all over the dogs. So the rules have to apply in both directions there. No climbing on dogs, no climbing on kids.
Wrong until we brought Phoebe into the mix and brought her home to live with us. Phoebe was being surrendered to a shelter, and one of our rescue friends intercepted her. She was only 7 months old. When we got Phoebe, we introduced her to Levi at a Sunny Saints event at a park. They appeared to get along great. Brought him home, and everything went pretty well. About 1.5 years later, my dog started acting out. It usually starts with Phoebe, the smaller one, barking and jumping and lunging at other dogs. Then that gets Levi, the big one, going, and there's just no stopping them at that point. I have to say, it's not easy to hold on to these 2 big dogs. I'm just really afraid now that they're gonna break free and hurt or even kill another dog.
At any moment there, those dogs could have knocked her over and been free. And it is a big risk. I had that happen not too long ago. Just a few days ago, I was out walking my dogs, and I have 4 that I walk, like my own 4 dogs. And this guy had a extremely leash aggressive dog. And the whole time, even though my dogs were in perfect control and were walking fine, the energy that we could feel from 300 feet away was so intense. And all 4 of my dogs were like, whoa, they could feel that energy coming off of that one dog. And so it can definitely it can affect everyone, not just the people handling the dog, but those that are walking past as well.
The fact that we have 5 kids in our family, it does worry me that when they're being aggressive towards other dogs, that my kids will be around and that they'll get caught in the middle and end up getting...
I'm not trying to come down on this owner, but please, no, don't do this. I know it's cute, but no, it's just not. It's not. Because the bottom line is all it takes is for that kid to accidentally pinch or roll over, step on a dog's foot, or, put an elbow in the wrong area. The dog reaches around, snaps, and at the end of the day, it's the dog that's going to pay the price.
Hurt somehow. I mean, it's really scary. They were already extremely aggressive at a Sunny Saints adoption event. I was walking my dogs, speaking to other volunteers and attendees, and before you know it, Phoebe's barking and Levi has latched on to another dog and won't let go. A trainer had to jump in and help me pull him off. From that point on, I was asked not to bring my dogs back to any Sunny Saints events, and that's really sad. Working with the St. Bernard Rescue is a huge passion of mine. It's something that I've always wanted to do to help dogs, and being able to help these dogs find homes is just something that fulfills me a lot, and it gives me purpose. So it's hard to not be able to go to the events that the rescue puts on because I don't get to see adoptions happen. I don't get to see the dogs get together and play. I don't get to see the fun part of it. It would be my dream to get control of my dogs and bring them back to the Sunny Saints events.
Get a snap.
So what he did there, he did a kind of a heel tap where he, from the back, his right leg came up and he just did a tap over by the dog's hip there. And the goal is, in that case, is it's not a very hard kick. It's literally just enough to kind of knock them off balance and shock them. A lot of times the dogs, when they get tunnel vision, they're so focused on some target that they deem worthy of attacking that they're not able to pay attention or hear us. So that by knocking them off balance like that, by tapping them, what we're doing is just kind of getting them to go, it's kind of the equivalent of when somebody's freaking out and you slap them across the face to shock them out of it. That's kind of what we're doing here, although it 100% should not cause any pain. The goal is just to kind of knock them off balance, shock them back into the moment.
We're out of it. This one is the one that's getting nervous. You want to see it? Just stay right here. It's a lot of work, huh? Yeah, it's a lot of work.
So right here, I just want to show you, you can see, like Cesar just said, this dog's nervous, and you can absolutely see it. See how the tail, the back end here is clenched. That tail is tight. It's right down onto the base. It's almost tucking its whole tail in between the legs. So it's not a confident dog by any stretch of the imagination. This is a very typical case of an insecure follower dog being forced into a position where he has to take on the role of alpha leader or the leader of the pack, as Cesar says. And just notice the dog here in the back, right? This one is also, it's reacting to the energy over here, but notice how this one's not nervous, right? The tail is up, it's alert, it's forward, its head is looking straight at these dogs. It just shows the contrast between a very nervous, insecure dog and a more self-confident, I can't say dominant, I haven't seen the dog enough to know that, but definitely more confident dog.
These are huge dogs. This is the Saint Bernard. And I saw that Aaron has no control over them. But at the same time, I saw that Phoebe was the one who was instigating. So I wanted to work with her first and find out why. Which one is this one? Jasper. This is Jasper. So he's definitely protecting you?
Yeah.
I like that he's got the dog positioned so her back end is in the direction of the dog that they're meeting. And that's you can actually manually do that. Like you can just kind of reach down and gently turn your dog's bum to teach them. When dogs meet, that's what they do. They smell each other's bums. And so to put the dog in that position right off the start, what that's doing is setting the dog up to greet this other dog. There's no dominance there. There's no fear of retaliation. Cesar simply saying, hey, this is how you greet another dog.
Definitely a protective behavior. She got insecure now?
Yeah.
Right? So you have an insecure dog protecting you.
Right.
That's what she reacts to everything. If a dog owner is not a strong leader to the dog, then the dog will not feel protected by the owner. So the dog can become insecure, take over the role of the protector to make up for the owner's weakness. When Erin came into the event, her two dogs were in front of her, which put them in the leader position and leave her in the weak position. So when they passed another dog, Erin's most powerful dog, Phoebe, went in to protect the owner. So Erin really had to step up as a strong authority figure. Otherwise, Phoebe will never feel protected by her as her pack leader.
She's not the one who fights with other dogs. She barks, gets him going, he finishes it.
That's so common with insecure dogs. They're not necessarily very confident in their own abilities. All they know is that they have to protect in their head. They have to protect everything, so they lash out. It's almost like a form of PTSD, right? They're not thinking long term. They're not thinking, well, if I do this, I have to do this and I have to do that. All they're doing is saying, if I'm really loud and I'm really chaotic, I can push everyone away with my energy. Unfortunately, the problem with that is a lot of times the dogs that they're trying to push away with their energy react to that. And that's how you end up with a dog fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because her job is to alert.
Yeah.
His job is to finish it.
Yeah.
But if she never alert, he never starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to identify the people that create trouble. Once you identify the people that create trouble, trouble goes away. It's a pack.
Right.
In this pack, Erin should be at front, but she's in the back. If Erin becomes a strong leader, Phoebe won't have the need to protect, and Levi just will follow. So I have their group set up their dogs in line so we can practice. All right, come with me. We're gonna walk together.
Okay.
Short, not tense. Leash, always short, not tense.
Levi, come on. Levi.
Now, when I hear people pleading with their dogs, Levi, come on, Levi, come on. This is a big dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you use such a small sound, what you're doing is you're lowering your energy. That's all you're doing. But if you want to lead, you have to match the strength.
Right.
I got to stop here. I do agree with some of what he's saying. One thing I want to say loud and clear is I always tell owners, stop using your dog's name. The only time you should use your dog's name is when you need them to come to you right away and you need to get their attention right away. If every time you use a dog's name, Levi, come on, Levi, come on, eventually the dog just tunes that out. And I see that a lot when people are scolding their dog too. It's like, Levi, no. Levi, stop it. Levi, drop it. Levi, don't. What that does is it just gets to the point where it becomes white noise. The dog doesn't even hear its name anymore. So, anytime you're associating with your dog, you always want it to be something positive. When you use the name, you want to be able to call them, they look, and they get a reward, whether that's a pet or a treat or a toy, whatever it is. Get them to the point where when they hear their name, they instantly look to you to find out what's next.
So let me show you how it should look like. You stay right there. This is you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not calm. Here. Enter into it. Shh. Control right here.
Yeah.
This guy's not the problem. This one is the problem. This one is the one that's pulling. Shh. There you go. So we arrive with a different state of mind.
Yep.
So, but the human brought them there versus the dog bringing the human there.
Right.
I know that he had very little time to work with these dogs, and they're trying to do this in a TV show, so it's hard for him to demonstrate because the dogs aren't at a point yet where they're walking where they should. But honestly, those dogs were still pulling him in. They were, if you look, their shoulders were still, well ahead of him. Yeah, they were in a better position than, they weren't fully in front of him, but they were still pulling. And again, this is just my observation. It is what it is.
Big difference?
Absolutely, big difference. The amount of control Cesar had immediately was incredible. I've never been able to do that with my dogs. I understand Cesar wants me to be calm, but I always get so nervous.
Look at the face.
Well,
She's not ready. Yeah. So it's not what you do, it's how you do, people. Yeah, I'm ready. That was you. You're not calm assertive. Therefore, you're not ready. What makes you happy in life besides St. Bernards?
My kids.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, how many kids you have? Come on.
5.
5. Different energy?
Yeah.
Different energy? All right, girl. Go for it. So first we're gonna go on the outside.
On the outside.
Yeah.
Right. And then through the middle.
And then through the middle.
Okay. Phoebe.
Yeah.
I like that they're starting with just one dog instead of trying to do 2 at the same time. That's just going to be way too chaotic for the owner. And you have to start with a foundation. You have to teach the dog how to walk properly first. And that's what they're doing here, which is good.
There you go. They're nervous.
Again, the dog is still not in the right position. It's definitely better, but it's right on the cusp. You can still see it scanning. It's still very nervous, very unsettled. The ears are starting to get pinned down. The eyes are scanning constantly, like looking for danger. This is a dog that's still very much I have to be in a protector role instead of a follower role. A follower role, the dog's shoulders relax, the head kind of lowers. They're not scanning all over, hyper vigilant. They're just casually walking and enjoying the moment. And this dog's not quite there yet.
Little. Phoebe, stop.
Don't pull back.
Yeah.
Come on. There you go.
So he's right. When you pull back, you're automatically creating friction. It's no different than when, you hold your hand up like this and you pull. Your instinct is to pull back, right? So you don't want to pull back. It's always better when you have to do a correction, you want to do the correction to the side, almost, again, knocking them off balance. So you don't have to do it that severely, obviously, but you just want to do a very quick no. And do it to the side. Doing it to the back is just, or straight up, you're just going to cause the dog, they don't even do it on purpose. It's just an instinct to pull back.
To pull this way, it only makes a dog pull forward. But you want to stop a brain from moving forward or acting aggressive, to the side. You want him to get out of balance. Go in through it. But the
poor dog's like, what did I do wrong? I was sitting there minding my own business and I just got 2 corrections. Now you can see he's like, look at how low his head is now. He's like, I don't know what I did wrong, which is totally fine. I mean, he did it as a demonstration. He didn't hurt the dog in any way. It is kind of funny how he basically knocked the dog down a few notches just by doing that correction. Right away, the dog's gone from being in I better protect everyone to, I might need to pay attention to this.
Most important part is that you stay calm and assertive, otherwise Phoebe will feel nervous. Ready? One more time.
Nope. Come here.
See the nervousness?
Right away. Nope. Come here. So as soon as you say that, come here. I wish you could see this off screen. I don't know if you can. As soon as I say, my energy goes up, my dogs instantly are like, oh, what, right? And it's the same thing there. When you start off with a walk with your dogs, or you want to leave the house, you want to get into the car, you want to do anything, try to be silent. don't say anything at all. As soon as you start saying anything, even something as simple as let's go for I can't say the word out loud or my dogs are going to go nuts, that causes excitement. And as soon as you have excitement, you're starting off on the wrong foot right off the bat.
On the dog.
All right, come on.
Can you see it? There you go, there you go. Can you see the nervousness in the face? Don't forget to breathe.
Let's go, baby.
In the middle, in the middle. There you go. Shoulders up, shoulders up. Stop.
Dog is still very nervous here. You can see some licking. It's starting to process what's going on. Still very confused. It knows the rules have changed. It doesn't quite understand what has changed. All it knows is that things are changing. The energy and the owner is shifting a bit. I love that the dog's not fully ahead of her pulling. It still, you can see there's still quite a bit of tension on the leash. When you're walking, you should have what I hear Cesar say this a lot. You want it loose but not tense. Right now, there's still tension in that leash. And so the energy from the owner being nervous is following straight down that leash and going into the dog. The dog can feel that energy right off the bat.
Stop. Can you raise the face? Cesar. You see it now? Perfect opportunity.
Sit.
Watch out, watch out. Very good.
Sit.
See the alert? Still there. Here.
Hey.
Still there. So what you gonna... There you go. That's when snaps out of it.
So we did a nice tight correction. It was a fairly strict one. And I think it's important to remember that there's different levels of correction. This case deserved a fairly strict or very quick correction because the dog was lunging. It was going after another dog. That needs to be a very loud and clear, no, that's not acceptable behavior. When you're walking and your dog's just lightly pulling, you can do a slight, just a smaller little, just more of a tap, just to, hey, knock it off and get them to walk beside you. In this case, it's no, this is a full stop. You will not attack another dog.
Phoebe acted out because Erin is not a strong pack leader yet. So Phoebe had to take the protector role. Erin correction didn't work because she's basically pulling on the leash with tension. So I just gave a nice firm correction and Phoebe surrendered to it. It's important to correct, but it's also important to know, is the dog arrived to a calm, submissive state?
Right.
Or the dog just stopped barking, but it's still tense.
Hi.
I could tell that Erin was trying to do what Cesar had taught her, but the dogs were still acting out. They're going to need to come a long way before it's going to be safe for them to come back to one of our adoption events.
I want to invite you to my center.
Okay.
So we can do it in an off-leash place.
Absolutely.
Erin and her 2 dogs arrive at the Dog Psychology Center to work with Cesar on leadership skills.
Come on, dude.
Be careful with this.
Yes. Don't.
What the?
Wasn't much of a correction there from her. Right away, the leashes are dropped. I'm assuming Cesar probably told her to do that, but she still needs to correct the dog, right? Instantly, that dog went to lunge and bark at Cesar. So the proper response for her at that point would have been to walk towards the dog and say no, and actually get the dog to take a step back and submit. That would have told the dog right then and there that that language is not acceptable. You cannot, under any circumstances, go lunging or barking at another person.
No. No.
She's becoming very protective over you.
Yes.
And see, the correction was just way too soft. That dog didn't hear a word that she just said. He saw the motion. She went through the motions, and this is a language that these two have probably had, their entire relationship. She comes with just a little bit of a correction, and it's not enough to match the energy that the dog is bringing into the conversation. So the dog doesn't hear it. It overshadows what she's being, or what the message is she's trying to get through to the dog.
I met Phoebe and Erin. Phoebe want to protect Erin from dogs. But today I saw Phoebe trying to protect it from human, and that intensifies the problem. So we need to address this right away because someone is gonna get hurt. All right, pass me the leash.
So you notice that Cesar didn't reach in and try to grab the leash, and that's very smart on his part. He's already seeing a dog protecting the owner. If he had lunged in, or sorry, reached in there, she would have lunged back at him. That's, remember in the beginning of the video when Cesar went jogging towards the dogs when he was trying to introduce himself and help, and I went, whoa, like, you should never run towards strange dogs, right? This is exactly why, because it very easily could have turned out exactly like this and probably landed with a bite.
There you go.
You notice when Cesar walks away, he takes the leash. He doesn't say, come on, guys, let's go. He doesn't say any of that. All he does is he just picks up the leashes and begins to walk. And notice where the dogs are walking. They're behind him. They're not, a foot ahead. They're not all the way fully ahead. They are behind him. And there's a reason for that, because he's the leader right now. They are the followers, and that's the position that he's put them in. And yeah, they're going to try for a little while to jump ahead and move ahead. He will just constantly need to correct them and keep reminding them, no, your job is to be back here. My job is to be up here.
I want to bring Phoebe right away into my pack so I can evaluate. If she acts the same way away from the owner, we have a bigger problem than one I'm anticipating.
So this is really good. What he did is he went in and he spun the dog around. So again, that bum is facing all the other strange dogs. I don't know. I understand why he did what he did. I'm not sure that I know for a fact I personally would never take a dog that's reactive towards other dogs and just bring them into a pack of strange dogs. The reason he's doing it is because he's got a whole field of people that are out of camera view that are there to break up a fight when a fight inevitably happens, because it will happen.
Yeah, the closer you get, the more she gets protected of you. By herself, she's like that, insecure. As I was expecting when I took her away from my owners, put it with my pack, she actually stayed really calm. Now you're gonna come in with your boy, ask him to follow you.
Okay.
Just walk in. You open the door. Come on. Move out of the way, guy. Yeah. All right. That's it. There you go. There you go. Come on. Just walk in. Just ignore.
You can see her right away that the dog is all over her, right? It's so insecure. The rules have changed. Everything has changed right now. And this dog is just going, what do I do? What language are we speaking? Like, everything is changing, and it's a lot for this dog to take on. It also feels that she's nervous, and so that just adds to the insecurity. She's already insecure, and now her owner's insecure walking into this environment. Notice how the dog's just trailing her, not really giving her any space, not wanting to distance herself from the owner, because right now this dog thinks that it's the protector, and it's basically trying to control everything that's going on with this owner. It sees the owner as weak, and so because the owner is weak, the dog can't trust the owner to be alone in the park or alone with these other dogs.
This is really bad. Levi came in totally fine. The only one who actually became very clingy was Phoebe. Phoebe feels that she needs to protect Aaron. She doesn't even give her an inch. And if we don't address that, that can escalate very fast.
I do this, I suggest this with clients all the time. If you're at home, you're wandering around, you have one of those dogs that's just kind of latched onto you no matter where you go in your house, the dog just kind of following along. The best thing you can do for your relationship is stop it. So as soon as you go to get up, tell your dogs to stay. If they start to follow you, give them a correction and make them go back to a stay position. Break that habit right off the bat, because I know it may seem cute. It might seem like they're just attached to us, but no, that is very clear behavior that your dog's insecure and doesn't have enough confidence in you to be able to walk throughout your own house without being guarded.
So it's getting to a really bad point, because now she's not just protecting you from dogs, also from humans. That's when it gets bad.
Yes.
And sometimes it's family members who they go after.
That was scary to hear. I love my dogs, but I'm a mom first. It's like my worst nightmare to think that my dogs could hurt a child. I know that I need to step up, but it's not easy.
In my case, I did nothing to her for her just to go. So she just got trapped into this feeling of insecurity and the need to protect you.
So he may not have done anything physically to her, but this dog has associated Cesar now with her feeling uneasy right off the bat. I mean, the very first time this dog met Cesar was at that party with all the other dogs, with all that excitement, and Cesar changed the language. Cesar walked in and said, from now on, I don't want you to speak English, I want you to speak dog. And the problem is that the owner doesn't know how to speak dog yet, and really the dog doesn't even know how to speak dog yet. So this dog is simply saying, hey, you changed the rules. I'm not 100% comfortable with this right now, which is totally fair. And I can see why now, all of a sudden, days or weeks later, the dog's confronted with this person who's come back into the picture again. And the dog's simply saying right off the bat, listen, last time I met you, you made things feel uncomfortable. So it's reacting to that same feeling of being uncomfortable again.
But what's going to get rid of the insecurity is for you to completely take over.
Right.
Do the whole thing and then come in without the leash. Just don't talk, just move very assertive. Just repeat the same experience. I can honestly say if Erin miraculously just changed dramatically and said today, I'm gonna be a leader from this point on, the dogs change. But because Erin is tense, because Erin is anxious, this is the fuel that makes an insecure dog go to the top. Just walk in. Walk in.
You see how that dog just went behind her and literally used his body and pushed every other dog out of the way. He was creating a bubble around her, saying, hey, this is my human, stay away. This is my property, stay away. And right off the bat, thankfully these dogs are nice and balanced and just kind of went whatever and walked away. But that in itself, that behavior can cause a huge fight.
Better. Walk in. Now she went back. Hey, don't move. You can't. You got to dress it.
So that started as I just want to back up just a tiny bit here. Where are we here? Just want you to watch what happens here, because basically she walks up towards this wall. This dog comes up from, I think, the right, and then this one, I think, is over here. And right away, this dog is going to make sure that this dog does not get near her. And it just about causes a fight. Yeah, so right away, the dog just off screen here tried to walk in behind, and her dog just literally went, no, this is my human, this is my spot, you're not getting near it.
She went back. Hey, don't move.
And by her moving, what she's done is she's basically reinforced this behavior. She said, you're right. You were right to guard me. And here's a little bit more space. I don't want you to feel crowded. Right? So the proper thing to do in that case would have been to go, no, back up. Go on. Get out of here. Back up, back up, back up. And make the dog actually back. My dog's like, what the heck? I'm not doing anything. Sorry, Trip. Yes, I see you. Do you want to come say hi to everybody so people know I'm not just talking about an invisible dog? Yeah, oh, I know you're so confused, aren't you? Hush. All right. Good job. Okay. Yes, I know I love you. All right. Down. That's true, guys.
You can't. You gotta dress it. That's a perfect opportunity for you to say, you guys, you're too big to do this behavior around me. Now move toward. You're way, way too gentle. Because when you move very gentle.
Right.
You see it? So when they feel that movement, they don't feel that they have to move away from you. Right. So they actually cling more against you. And you have not yet let her know that that's not what you want.
Right.
I have to say that I'm having trouble breaking through to Erin, so I'm gonna try to do a pack walk without a leash. I'm hoping that this opens Erin's mind and let her see the possibilities and just let go. Breathe, girl, breathe.
I will breathe.
Beautiful sunny California. We're coming out, we're coming out. There you go, that's okay with me, I don't mind. I want you to see that river of dogs.
Right.
I knew what Cesar wanted from me, but I was having a really hard time not being scared. I always think they're going to fight or just run away.
I want to see this. I want to see.
This is almost, again, like PTSD, right? This human has had to live through this trauma over and over again. And so now she just carries the trauma with her. She assumes that this is what's going to happen. And we basically, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. We've seen it happen so many times, we just assume it's going to keep happening. And unfortunately, it has up until now. But just that belief, that inner dialogue that we have with ourselves can be enough to create the thing that we're most scared of happening.
See this, I want to see this spreading.
Wow, I can't believe it.
That was amazing. I'd never.
So the reason that the dog's able to get along with all these other dogs now is because it doesn't feel it has to protect the owner. The owner has shifted its energy, her energy has shifted now, and the dog can just kind of run off and play. If the dog came back up to her and started getting really needy and started, trying to control her again, the old behaviors would resurface. But because the dog's being sent out, go play, give me some space, that it's basically giving the dog permission to just go off and let its guard down and not have to guard or do any of those other behaviors.
I thought I'd see the day where they could walk off leash in the hills and not just run and be gone.
And they didn't go after any other dogs, which was a relief for me to see.
I always envisioned them taking.
Notice how even off leash now, look at where the dog's positioning herself. Both of them are just instinctively putting themselves behind her while they're walking. They're not being told to do that. They're not being corrected. They are allowed to run ahead now, but they're naturally gravitating to behind her because they're craving that leadership. They want her to take control, and they want to just be able to let their guard down and just be dogs and just enjoy the moment. They don't want to have to be the protector or the leader.
Off if I ever let them go.
Most people think the way you think. It's no way in the world I can let my dog off leash. There's no way, Cesar. No, my dog is just gonna take off. He's gonna bite somebody. He's gonna hurt somebody. He's never gonna come back. Fear is incredible, right?
It is. It's crippling.
So now you see reality. You can say, I did it.
Yeah.
It's like a bucket list. You face your fears. This is exactly what I wanted to achieve, for Erin to let go. There is nothing to be afraid of. And this is a perfect step to be a pack leader. She's not quite there yet, but she's definitely on her way to get there. What did you learn today?
I learned not only just how my energy and my presence affects how they act, but to let go of my fears and thinking that something bad's going to happen and allow them the chance to explore. Because that's something I never allowed them to do before. I was controlling it by being scared of everything that would happen.
Right.
I want to end it there, guys. I think this is a great episode. I think we got a lot covered in this episode. I think the one thing if you guys take anything from this episode, what I'm saying to heart, I really hope it's that our energy, our beliefs, that language that we play over and over in our heads. Oh my God, this dog, I'm going to take it for a walk. It's going to pull me down. It's going to attack another dog. It's going to cause a fight. All those things that we play over and over in our heads actually create that uncertainty and that energy, and that actually transfers to our dogs. So next time you want to go with your dog and take it for a walk, I want you to try something. Think about something completely different this time. Be quiet, leash up your dog, walk out, and start thinking about something totally random. Maybe a favorite hobby, or a movie that you want to go see, or a movie you recently saw, or maybe a book. Think of anything other than what you have trained yourself to think over and over again. Every time you start to go back there, I want you to snap yourself out of it. Until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I can't wait to see you again in the next one. Take care. Bye.